Welcome to Hack Hunter, where we review some of the best and worst tattoo artists that are out there to help you, our viewers. Now, this week we were in Evansville, Indiana. A viewer wrote in looking for a great artist. Check out part number 1 if you want to see the artist that we recommended. But while our team was out there hunting, we came across this gentleman. Enter Josh Sutton. You can find him at Sutton Tattoo Company. There's their Facebook page. They don't have a website. I'm guessing he's an owner, though. If you want to find his Instagram, man, it took us a while to find the real one. Brain Squid on Instagram. Go check it out. First, let me show this piece, because this piece, not so bad, right? Look at the color lining in there. It's pretty well done. The color saturation looks decent. He certainly put a lot of effort and energy into the speckling here, and this rainbow definitely took some time, but I had to show this piece first because this piece is about 7 years old. He did this 7 years ago. Now, let me show you some of the more recent work. Bam! Ugh, not so much, right? Now, granted, this is a totally different style of tattoo, but when I zoom in here, this is a healed tattoo, and look how poorly that line work healed. Not much of the ink stayed in the skin where it was supposed to go, so obviously it's not at the right depth. Just a real kind of scratchy, messy look to it all. Really kind of out of focus look. This shows me that just really not at the proper depth, not at the proper pace, and definitely not taking his time. The color work here shows that as well. Just really kind of poor blending, quickly kind of etched in there. You can still see his gray line from where he kind of gray lined these color streaks, which is a really kind of quick, easy way to do things. A lot of his work showed these telltale signs of rushing. I zoom in here again, he outlined the hair, and that's when you're doing realistic looking stuff, you do not outline the hair. And then again with this shading right here, etchy, really kind of shows this chop effect. We've talked about this in past episodes. This definitely signifies an artist where they're rushing. There's other causes for it, but overall that's what it is when an artist is rushing, they're not applying gray wash properly, it creates that chop effect, and just a real kind of messy look to his whole tattoo. Now this is the reference that he was using. This is the same character. Look at the frill on the end of look at that kind of ornate detail on the cloak there. When I go back here, look how he chose to do it. Again, just a lazy kind of quick way of doing tattoos. Now somebody already chewed him out on his Facebook post about this. Pause it and read it if you like. Let me show you a different one though. Here's another portrait where he way over outlined the hair, and it gives this spaghetti hair look, because when you're doing realism, you really don't want to be doing as much outlining as he's doing here. And especially when he's having such a hard time outlining things and getting a proper consistent outline, then that's what's going to happen. It's going to come out with this really weird kind of unnatural etchy look to it. And you can see right here again that chop effect from his shader just really lets you know that he's overworking this, or that he's not working the skin properly. This one wasn't so bad, but when I zoom in on the whiskers, of course you guys know I'm going to be disappointed. 4 little thick whiskers, and that side, this side he tried to do individual or inverted whiskers where they'd be white, but you still only did a couple of them. So, and again, the whole thing overall just has this kind of etched, out of focus, scratchy look to it. And when I really zoom in on some of his fine line detail, it really shows what I'm referring to here, where he just does not connect areas, and he's doubling and tripling over trying to fix how poorly the lines were put in the first time. So I hate to see this from an artist who I know has been doing it over 10 years now, and especially the owner of a studio. Now, if I zoom in on this one, this is a sleeve that he completed, and he did the whole thing, but it's healed now. You can just see how washed out these colors look. This looks like a 10-year-old tattoo, a 20-year-old tattoo, but it was just done. And all of this color is just not well saturated, really whipped in really, really quickly. And again, it doesn't look crisp because the line work is just not well applied, so it lacks that kind of in-focus crispness. These are all sort of application errors that I should not be seeing from an artist that's 2 or 3 years in, let alone over 10 years. Look at the face on that eagle. Just really phoned it in when we're talking about the small detail here. So overall, you got to watch out for artists like this. They were great once upon a time. Maybe somebody recommended you go to them, but now, not so much.